Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Wednesday, March the 6th, 2024. Wednesday, March the 6th. Okay, well, they mentioned how Dante got shot because the bullets were the armor piercing bullets. So a bulletproof vest won't stop those bullets from penetrating, which is goodness. Remember, this was a hijacked shipment that the WSB was supposed to have in, you know, their possession. So, they have some powerful stuff. And I think it actually initially came from pikemen who, do you notice? Pikemen who? They dropped that whole storyline realistically. Seriously. So anyway, that's how Dante got shot. And of course, Dante is, uh, they stabilized him enough, Portia and the other doctor, so that he could go to surgery. And Dante is in surgery right now. Chase and Anna questioned actually multiple times Jocelyn and Dex, as to the events, and they kept, it just clearly came out that somebody initially helped Dante pretty much, not saved him, but yeah, kept him alive and called 911. Okay. But it was truly Dex and Jocelyn that saved Dante because Dante's heart stopped. Well, no, no, no. He stopped breathing. Dante stopped breathing and they couldn't get a pulse. So I think if they can't get a pulse, your heart stopped too, right? I'm not a doctor, but they couldn't get a pulse and they got his heart started again and got him breathing again. So Anna ended up saying, on the behalf of the PCPD, because Dante's a personal friend of hers and the department's finest detective, right? We owe you a debt of gratitude. Now, mind you, if something happens, and it will, found out today after reading Comment Corner from yesterday, somebody saying they heard Dante was leaving the show. The actor, Dominique, whatever his name is, he is. He's leaving the show. He shot his final scenes a few weeks ago, right? Um, and he's going to be gone. Now, they did not say Dante's going to die. I hope they don't kill his character. Put him in the same place Lulu is in. Put him there. That would be terrible for Rocco, the unnamed grandson of Laura and Sonny. See, because who's going to take Rocco? Laura already has a little ace. She can't handle nothing else. Sonny, I, I would rather Sam raise Rocco than Sonny. Sonny has never raised one of his kids. He's had shared custody, but he's never been in charge of, well, take that back, Michael. Sonny had Michael the longest. And unfortunately, Michael got shot in the head because, because of him. But anyway, Michael. Morgan, Jack's race, Carly and Jack's. And when Morgan was sent away to school for a while. Okay, it was Michael. So I don't know who's going to take Rocco. They're just never going to mention him again, which is ridiculous, but okay. Maybe Nina will take him. She wants a kid so bad. But anyway, and then you'd really be screwed up, right? Lord. So Chase kind of explains to Anna or runs down to, I forget who he was explaining the story to, that he had gone back to the station. And while he was at the station, he heard the front desk guy saying that there were shots at Pier 55, coming from Pier 55. He says, and I knew that was the direction that the guys ran in. And actually, he was talking to Sam and Olivia, that was the direction that, the assassins or attempted assassins ran in, and Dante followed them. So he got in the car and went there right away. Now, you want to know what the hole in the writing of that, everybody? For one thing, Dante said secure the roof. Chase had secured the roof. And then he went down into the warehouse and told Anna what happened and how Dante went after the gunmen, the assailants. Why at that point didn't Chase hightail it over there? Period. After his partner, Dante, why did he not then start running in the direction Dante was running in? I don't get that. And when he told Anna that, not one person said, oh, they ran that way. Let's put the whole PCPD force that way to assist Detective Falconeri. These were sharpshooters. Oh, no, but we had to be bored to tears with John Cates talking about Karen and hating Sonny. That was so ridiculous. So yeah, everybody better feel guilty about why Dante got zero backup. Zero. So I'm just trying to tell y'all, right? Okay, so Olivia comes. She comes rushing in with Dex and Josh. And Sonny looks as she's coming in, frantic. And he sees Dex and Josh. And he's just looking, but look, my son is in critical condition. I can't think about you two right now, right? And Sonny ends up hearing, but they really didn't show. Yeah, I think it was said in front of Sonny that Dex and Josh saved Dante, right? But Olivia, she says, is my kid in there or my son in there because of you? And so I think it was Anna says, well, listen, Olivia, Sonny, no, Dante was with me and Agent Cates and Chase when we got to the warehouse. And so Olivia looks, she goes, but you were there, Sonny. And if you wouldn't have been at the warehouse, Dante wouldn't have been at the warehouse. And Olivia says, well, no, actually, Dante was doing his duty. He was in the line of duty, right? Yes, Sonny was the intended victim. And so Olivia says, see, here we are again. This is your fault. And so Sonny, he's just feeling bad enough. He's just letting her unload on it. Okay. And I thought about it and I thought, well, no, because I'm sure, remember Selena Wu? There was an attempt on her life. I'm sure Dante went to that scene, right? Dante went to that, wherever that action happened. Dante is a detective. He's in dangerous positions all the time. But, a mother, she's distraught. Okay. So, anyway, Sonny just kind of steps back, and Olivia walks away, her and Sam. She goes, I can't talk to you. She walks away and she sits down, her and Sam. So Sonny ends up going into the chapel and he's praying. We have, I told you Joss and Dex got questioned twice, but they're there the whole time. They stay. We had a bunch of ooh, hoopla or just nonsense with Maxie talking to Cody and Sasha, giving them a tiny piece of her mind, but she ain't too mad at them. How's she gonna be too mad at them? They're her money makers. So yeah. So they convince her to go talk to Spinelli. It's worth having a conversation, right? And it was cute. Cody and Sasha, she reiterated she's not ready to be in a relationship. She doesn't know when she's going to be ready. She said, but you know what, Cody? I think we're past making excuses to hang around each other. Why don't we just hang around each other? And he said, look, if this thing between us, if it could go somewhere, great, fine. I would love it. He says, and if it never goes anywhere, we're just friends. He says, for one thing, you too good for me anyway. I don't deserve you. So would still be happy. Either way, it's a win-win for me. I like the way he said that. And she just looked at him like, oh, shut up, Cody. Cody, you know. So I like the fact that they're not rushing Sasha into anything with Cody. That's really, really good for me. So we have Ava and Spinelli. Ava and Spinelli are looking at the footage. And Spinelli, the rooftop didn't show any, though he says I couldn't put cameras on the rooftop because it would have been spotted. But he had a drone flying overhead. And guess what the picture the drone caught? Bingo Jason. And Spinelli's looking, and Ava's like, huh? You see that picture right there, right? And so she's like, look, is there any way this footage could be doctored? Could be fake? This could not be real. Spinelli says, there isn't enough time to have doctored it. And someone would have to have got my drone to mess with the footage, right? He goes, no. And so he knows that his camera was spotted. He goes, that means somebody's trying to find my IP address. And so Ava says, yeah, but you're too smart and too skilled for them to be able to find you, right? He goes, well, thank you for your vote of confidence. He wasn't worried, but guess what? It all depends on how they want to write it. I just don't really think we'll see. I don't know. Who cares if they find out it's Spinelli or not? Kind of think they might, because see, Maxie decides to go over there and Ava says, I got to get this to Sonny right away. I got to get this to Sonny. And so he goes, is it downloaded on the tablet? And he said, yes. So somebody's knocking on the door, Maxie. So when he opens the door and he's like still in shock that he saw Jason. And he goes, Maxie, he said, this is not a good time. Spinelli. And Ava comes barreling from the side out. And she goes, wait a minute, what was Ava Jerome doing in there? And he says, following up on something for Sonny, for Mr. Corinthos. Oh, well, but, and wait a minute, why are you looking the way you're looking? What is going on? And Spinelli bumbling, fumbling, ends up telling her he saw a ghost. And it can't be. And so she goes, what do you mean you saw a ghost? I saw a ghost right here. He was right here, meaning on the laptop. And she's just like, you're making no sense, Spinelli. Because she was trying to say, look, I don't like the way we left things. I feel like we need to talk it out. And he goes, I can't. No, great. I would love to, but I can't handle that right now. But I just can't. And she's like, wait, you can't. And that's when she kept bugging him and diving in. And see, to me, Spinelli should have shut down everything. and bounce some more IP addresses around, garbage, messing up his location because Cates is going to be on his way. As a matter of fact, Anna asked Chase about the scene. Who's still at the warehouse doing an investigation? He says, "Oh, it's all ours." She goes, "Okay, so our department has control of the scene." He goes, "Yeah." She goes, "I'm surprised that the FBI, that John Cates isn't still there." He goes, "No." So see, that's what's making me believe Cates is on his way to Spinelli. And the way Maxie won't let Spinelli do anything, because Maxie, I think Maxie's going to be there when Cates gets there. And this is going to yet be one other thing that Maxie is going to back off Spinelli from. Is kind of like the Ellie thing, his connection for Sonny or with Sonny. She's not going to want that around her kids. Even though, Sonny assured Spinelli, "Oh, this job is minimal risk." Well, I'm sorry. The operative word in that statement is minimal. There is still a risk there, right? So, yikes. But I would hate for that to now be another pushing away point for Spinelli and Maxie. And I think that's it, everybody, because the crutch, the whole main focus that I cared about was Dante, the whole Dante situation. And so Olivia, Nina, I forgot about Nina. Nina comes barging into Alexis's office, and Alexis was on her way out to go to the pier because she got a scoop. And Nina's like, "No, it can wait." And Alexis goes, "No, I'm on my way out. I don't have time." And Nina looks at her and says, "Make time, see?" And Alexis looked at her. She goes, "I have somebody I want you to meet." And it's a gossip columnist, but now they call it something else, some kind of little social blah blah blah, foo name. And he's a little jerk face, pompous. Unfortunately, I see him and Alexis hooking up because it's that kind of jerk faceness that Alexis goes for. Remember, Gregory was used to be jerk face to her. So Gregory probably won't like him. Anyway, this guy is sought after and he's actually available. And he said that, he was interested. He respected Alexis's work, what she's done with the invader. He says, and I could understand that you don't want it to be, he goes, "We used to have a reputation of being like a rag." She goes, "None of that. He's not about all that." But guess what? Watch, he's going to be about all that. A stern about all that. So Alexis ended up, he had talked a good game, how he felt their values were actually aligned with one another. And so Nina goes, "Good, good, then it's settled." And Alexis goes, "Well, actually, no, it's not settled. I really appreciate what you said. I'll give it some thought." And Nina looks at her because she's talking to the guy. "I'll give it some thought." And he leaves. So Nina's looking at her like, "Alexis, he's great for the job." And right, so you could go ahead and say it right now. And Alexis looks at her and said, "Say what?" "Oh, thank you, Nina." Because he is right. And Alexis says, "He may or may not be right." Because she told Nina in front of the guy, "I know we threw up. We said the gossip column was an idea and an avenue we're exploring." She goes, "No, no." And in that conversation, you agreed that it was a good idea. And Alexis says, "No, that is not how that conversation went. I thought we still had some more discussion to do on the matter." And that's when the guy says, well, you know what? I need to go too, because he's seeing, okay, you guys ain't even together on this. And Nina was trying to pull a trump card, but Alexis wasn't letting her snow over her, which is good. So when the guy left, Alexis says, you know what, Nina? Because Nina says, look, you and him have similar visions. He's perfect for the job, and there is no problem. She goes, I'm the one who has the final say on this. That's what I was told. And Nina says, well, you do, kind of, you know? And she says, because it seems like you're trying to make this decision for me. And Nina says, look, Alexis, see, you have to admit he's right for the job. She says, actually, I don't dislike him for the job. She's saying, but I wasn't hiring for the job today, right? In so many words. She didn't say it like that. And so Nina says, okay, look, in order for this to work, trust has to be a factor. You have to trust me. And Alexis put her hands on the desk and said, okay, then which one of us is going to be the first to leave? Because, in other words, I don't trust you. She goes, see, you have been intimately involved or personally involved with people that are close to me. And they've gotten hurt. One being Drew Kane, one being Sonny. So, no, I don't trust you. And Nina says, well, you know what? And this is business. And she, no, so Alexis told her, so is this going to be like some kind of personal vendetta you've got? I forget what Alexis asked her. And Nina did not deny it. She said, you're just going to have to wait and see. And Alexis looks at her. I'm telling you, Alexis, I don't see Alexis walking. I see somehow Nina being taken out the equation as being publisher. I don't, if Alexis walks, fine, but she's going to have to walk into something else. Right? So we shall see. But she and her and Nina are going to forever bump heads. And good. Nina's not going to be able to roll over her. So that part happened too. So let's go to Comic Corner. I'm going to turn on my trusty, dusty stopwatch today. Even though there's a lot of comments, I'm going to see what I can get through in 10 minutes. Okay, Donkey says, I think Heather's going to kidnap Ace and Cyrus will get Ace back and take care of Heather. Ooh, I would like that. I really would like that, because you notice the statement Cyrus said to Laura that yes, he's a changed man. He pretty much said, I'm a work in progress. But if anyone tries to hurt his family, oh, vengeance. Oh, they're going to have to answer to him. And Laura just looked at him, and he meant it. See, so you're right, because he's like, you know what? You need to keep little Ace far away from that other grandmother, right? he told Laura that. Okay. So anyway, Donkey also says, I think Dante and Lulu will come back. No, Dante's leaving. Linda says, on this Friday show, it says that Carly will get a surprise. I hope it's Jason, because I don't think that Jason was shot. Jason was shot, but not fatal. No, he's not fatal. He is going to possibly warn her about something. And you know what? That makes sense because I said, remember, Jason can only go to so many places. Carly would be another one that would patch him up. Carly would, and they make Carly's brief little nursing student stint. They make her have some medical skills there, half a second when they want to. And then Natasha says, no matter what, Sam will always love Jason, but she is devoted to Dante. If anything, Dante will be the one leaving her for Lulu. Yeah, I know. The love triangle would be Drew and Jason for Carly. And again, Drew would be resentful that he still would steal another woman from him, and that's what would happen. Ron says the problem is Sonny will somehow get blamed for Dante's shooting. This was poor police work from the FBI and PCPD. Absolutely 100% poor work. As soon as, and I'm just going to say this other point. Remember Chase and Dante, they were out of the line of fire, so they went up to the roof. As soon as they pretty much got that all clear, and now Taggart's going after Sonny about Karen, airing their personal dirty laundry. More of those police officers should have been upstairs, which is, or they should have been around. Why would they go with so few people? Because some should have been there with Jason and the other guy. I mean, come on now. That was just horrible work. So no, it was definitely not Sonny's fault. Annette says, great story that you tell. Why, thank you, Annette. And then Annette says, Heather. So she said the word Heather for something. I must have asked a question. And I never remember the questions that I asked. So when, you know what, y'all? Daily recap land. When you all are answering, because sometimes I say, daily recap, folks, tell me blah, blah, blah. Write it in comment corner. So what you all will do is you'll write the answer. And I can't remember what the question was. Look, I'm older, y'all. I'm older. I was watching General Hospital in the early 60s. There is gray up here. Okay. So when you answer a question, say it was Heather that blah, that'll let me know, oh yeah, I did ask that question. And Claire says one question, how did Josh get Brick's number? You know what? I don't know, because that's supposed to be classified info. Annette says, but the cameras would see something. Yep, but they didn't have them on the roof. Jagger needs to go. Yes, he does. Oh, you said Elizabeth, maybe who do I think Jason is gonna end up patching Jason back? Elizabeth, oh, I'm hoping it's Carly. User says, I love your updates. You are the best. Kudos from Atlanta. Thank you, user OK8. Jacardi says, Jason kept Dante alive. Jocelyn Dex did nothing but show up. You can hear the sirens in the background as she was calling 911. I know that she's going to use this to make the story work, but they did nothing. And then Heather says, excuse me? They kept him alive. He stopped breathing. You're right, Heather. Now, Jocelyn didn't call 911. Remember, well, on today's show, Jocelyn said, no, the 911 operator was already still on the phone from when the other person called 911. Okay, so, and yes, they heard the sirens because Jason heard them. That's when he left, right? So, but they did. They're the ones that got Dante breathing again. Jacardi says, I don't like Jagger, but he was telling the truth and facts. Sonny was horrible and sleazy to Karen. He's trying to rewrite history a little. He wasn't trying to help Karen. I watched back then. And often though, and even though he cared and loved Stone, Jagger was right that Sonny got his good rep from doing what he did for Stone. And Robin was Sonny's biggest champion, right? And then Jacardi says, Sam loves Jason and always will. He is the love of her life. I never warmed up to Sam and Dante. I don't buy the whole story of why she left him. The writers are really trying to rewrite history. Her and Olivia must have talked about why she ended up leaving Jason, right? Is that what happened? Because I fast forwarded their conversation. You know, things that really don't capture my attention that much, y'all, I fast forward that stuff. Um, which is why I could never watch the soap live. For one, I couldn't stand having to deal with commercials. And then not being able to fast forward through the boring stuff. Oh my goodness, I would have to pull all my gray hair out. Alicia says, I miss little Ace too, especially the one who loves the camera. He just lights up the room. Yeah, one of them is definitely more. I got my lines down, everybody. I'm ready. I love him. One of them is really into doing the thing, and the other one is he cried a lot more. You could tell. He had to be asleep a lot when he was being held, but that's okay. Look, nobody has the same personality, period. You know, the other one could be a scholar, you know, we don't know. Or a dramatic actor. See, that works. Alicia says, but we probably are going to see a lot less of them. Their mom in real life is sick. She's fighting a whole lot of stuff. So hopefully, you know, our prayers are all with her because she's definitely a stage mom and she can't do that in intensive care. Alicia says, oh, I already read that. Jacarly says, the PCPD is trash. How long did it take Chase to get there? And no one else goes after the gunman? Wow, that's exactly what I'm saying, Jacarly. Charlotte says, maybe Lulu will come back to Dante. Nope. NK Rose says, how was John mad about Karen and Sonny? Didn't he cheat and divorce her? Yes, he did. He probably is more mad about, let's see, more mad not being faithful and being there than being there for the death of his father. You know what? Just reading that comment, you know what just came to mind, everybody? What was Dex's biggest pet peeve where his father was concerned? His father was a big cheater on his mother, hurt her over and over again. But it's the brothers, his older brothers, that would always beat him up, right? Wouldn't it be interesting if John is Dex's father? Now, wouldn't that just be interesting? Okay, NK Rose says, talking about, says, didn't he cheat? And then Heather says, exactly, Jagger hurt Karen worse than Sonny ever did. NK Rose says, probably a race-related misdiagnosis. I guess we'll end up seeing because they're going to drag us through it. NK Rose says, Cyrus looked like he was about to have another heart attack. It's probably the first time he was terrorized like how he terrorized other people, and now he gets it. Dex will probably become a mob doctor. Sonny will forgive Dex for helping to save Dante. I believe so too. And then Cindy says, I'm hearing that Dominic, oh, I can't pronounce his last name, is leaving the show this month. So the bullet Dante took may be fatal or leave him incapacitated. He was wearing a bulletproof vest. I don't know how he managed to take the bullets. Well, they explained that today. They were armor-piercing bullets. Unless they recast, Dante will be out of the picture and perhaps end up reuniting with Sam. And then Jacarly says, where did you see this? I've been reaching or reaching it, but can't find it, or researching it and can't find it. I read it today. And then when I went back to take a picture to just, you know, show it up here on the screen, I had already deleted it after I read it. Man, but for sure he is leaving. He's already shot his final scenes and he's going to be doing an interview, you know, and he talked about how much he, you know, he loved his time at General Hospital. Let's see. Cindy says to Carly, just comments on multiple channels. No, I actually read it. Some say he said it on social media. He did on his Instagram. Some in a soap magazine. Yep, it was there. That's where I read it. I just can't remember which one. And then some in an interview. He's doing an interview. So yeah, it's happening. I'm not on those platforms, so I haven't seen it myself. So yes, that is definitely coming. Now remember, the character of Dante, he's been gone before, remember? Dante was gone for probably what, 2 years? Gone. He went on an undercover operation and ended up being brainwashed, and Sonny went and extracted him from Argentina. Remember, that's when they brought Devin into the storyline. Dev. Dante had been gone for like a year or two back then. So it's not the first time he needed a break and had to leave General Hospital. So hopefully this is what's going on now. Although he said he's working on other things. There are things in the pipeline that he's working on. So probably a movie, a show, or something. So anyway, all right, everybody, I am at 11 plus minutes. So that's it for Comment Corner. I will be back tomorrow with another daily recap of General Hospital.